television, where stories truly unfold. And today, we bring you breaking news that has sent shockwaves through the nation. In a dramatic turn of events, international donors, including the European Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States, have suspended aid to Zambia, citing serious concerns over transparency, accountability, and the handling of corruption under President Hakainde Hichilema's administration. These major donors have demanded swift action, including the appointment of a substantive Director General for the Anti-Corruption Commission and the formation of its Board of Commissioners.
Begun to lose donor support. We have begun to lose donor support because of bad governance, poor governance, and also the poor fight against corruption. So in addition to what Honorable Sanga has said, I would like to call upon the President to begin to restore the image of our country in the eyes of the donor community.
Lunte Member of Parliament Mutotwe Kafwaya didn't hold back his criticism. He called the aid suspension a damning indictment of the Hichilema administration and urged the president to expose and fire corrupt ministers and senior officials within the government and ruling party.
If this donor support continues to fall, our budgets may not be met. 2024 budget may collapse. 2025 budget may not be realized because there is a component of donor support there. Here is how I would like to propose to the President in terms of how he can achieve the rebuilding of the image of our nation in the eyes of the donor community. I think that the President needs to explain the steps he is taking or he is going to take to ensure that the fight against corruption becomes a real fight against corruption and not the fight against the PF. If the President establishes that and he causes its implementation, it is likely that the donor community may listen to him and they may begin to support our country again. But since the Anti-Corruption Commission and other law enforcement agencies are already having active cases, I would like to recommend to the President that he should expose the corrupt ministers. This is the time where now you have lost, the confidence by the donor community is now, going down. This is time now for you, Mr. President, to expose your ministers who are corrupt. The thieving ministers. Expose them, fire them, replace them, and ensure that they are properly investigated. Only then are you going to manage to restore credibility of the fight against corruption and also restore the image of our country as one which does not tolerate corruption. Because you can't be saying you don't tolerate corruption when your ministers are appearing before the Anti-Corruption Commission and you are hiding their names. It is now you who should expose them. Your ACC has failed to expose them. So you now take the lead, Mr. President, expose them. Tell us which ministers so that we can know those minister about UPNG. I would also like to encourage the President to ensure that you abandon the restraint in the promotion of transparency and accountability. This is time to be fully accountable to the people. This is time to be transparent to the people. Remember, Mr. President, that we the Zambian people are not happy in the manner in which AFRICOM came to this country. We are not happy. Not to say AFRICOM could have never come to the country, but there needed to be accountability.
The impact of this decision could be catastrophic. Aid from these donors is a lifeline for vital programs in health, education, and infrastructure. Analysts warn that without it, development projects could stall, and public trust in the government could erode further.
They will not stop me from telling the Zambian people the truth, and this is the truth that Zambia deserves better. We deserve good leadership that is going to address the plight of the people. People are struggling with the high cost of living. Load shedding is way too much when we were promised differently. And this is all we ask, that leadership today should be held accountable for their promises as they promised the Zambian people. We as Zambians are done away with politics where politicians will say one thing and do the other and they go scot-free. Why am I naked? Or why am I only in a boxer? This is because we have lost our dignity as a nation. And we are addressing the powers that be, that you need to restore our integrity, you need to restore our dignity. There is no way that a country can be in so much debt and you are not doing anything about it. You talked about debt restructuring, and today nothing has been of benefit to the Zambian people. You spoke of doing away with load shedding in a year, and today load shedding is still rampant. In as much as ZESCO has increased the tariffs rate, we still have load shedding rampant in our communities. Businesses are lost, businesses are dying, young people are unemployed. This cannot continue to go on. We deserve better as Zambians, and everyone should know that it is our constitutional right to air out our grievances. You cannot police people into silence, and I shall not be silenced until dignity comes back to Zambia. 60 years of political independence is just way too much for Zambia to remain where it is. We have got everything we need for us to develop as a nation. Gold, copper, cobalt, manganese, everything we need for us to create employment for our young people. You cannot only employ those that are educated. What about us who never had an opportunity to complete school? So I will continue protesting and airing out my grievances in accordance to the Constitution, and I expect that government and everyone involved is going to respect my human rights, my constitutional right. I will not stop until government listens to me and the Zambian people. From here, I'm taking a letter of petition to State House. This shall be done.
President Hichilema, who rose to power on the promise of rooting out corruption, is now under mounting pressure. Critics argue that his administration has fallen short of the high ethical standards it pledged to uphold, with calls for decisive action growing louder by the day. So, what's next for Zambia? That's all for tonight on Zambia Today Television. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated as we continue to bring you the stories that matter most. From all of us here, thank you for watching.
You are on record to say that your government has fulfilled 80% of the promises to the Zambian people. Now, when I look at major promises like the exchange rate, it is still high at 27. When you promised the Zambian people that immediately you are sworn in, by 14 hours, it will be 10 hours.